Today we want to dive into what curriculum we use as we travel full-time with our family. In case you're new to the channel, we have two boys and they're in 7th and 8th grade, and we want to dive into the actual curriculum that we are using as we travel for their schooling. So what do we do first?
So first for math, we're going to look at teaching textbook. Matt is in 7th grade. He is going to be using Math 7, and we do not purchase the entire big notebook that goes with it. We only purchase the CDs for it, and our reason being is because the space for those big notebooks, they're just really big. So what we do instead is we pick up a graph notebook and the kids do any of their work that they need to on this piece of paper. And it works really well because they can put a number in each box and line everything up. It really helps them. So
this is a computer-based program?
Yes.
And you have to put in the CDs for this one?
Correct, yeah. You have to put in the CDs into a laptop or something like that, and then the lessons are all on it and they work through it individually. It doesn't require any work on our end, which is really nice. Occasionally we have to help them if they're not understanding a concept, but it's pretty rare. They basically can do it all. It grades it completely, which I love. So we have been using teaching textbooks for a few years now and highly recommend it for on the road because it really doesn't take up much space. Yeah,
and I like that it gives them the lesson. And then I like math, so I like to help. They don't really like when I like to help.
That's true.
So, but yeah, it's a great program. What's the other one?
So Eli is this year in 8th grade is going to be using Algebra 1. This is the 2.0 version. It does the grading and all of that with it. And again, he also will have a graph notebook to do his work on.
The graph's just kind of nice because it helps them keep their numbers in the right area. So
decimals in the right spot.
Yeah, it just helps them line things up.
Yeah, they really enjoy that. So it works really well and it's a huge space saver for us.
Yep. What do we got next?
All right, so this year we're going to be moving on to writing, and we are using something brand new that we've never used before.
I don't like writing.
No, I'm not a big fan of writing either, and that's why I needed a curriculum for me to help my boys learn how to write. I am not very good at just saying, hey, write a synopsis of what we just read or
what we did today.
What we did today, yeah. So this year we are changing things up and I wanted to do Institute for Excellence in Writing. I've heard amazing things about this curriculum. We are doing the U.S. history based writing lessons. I have the teacher's manual and both of the boys will have their student book to work through it. It gives them the space and all of that they need. When it comes time to write their actual stories, we will just have a spiral notebook for each of the boys. However, for Eli, he is left-handed, and left-handed spiral notebooks are a lifesaver for him.
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the description below to check these out. It's actually from a store in San Francisco that we happened to see. We walked through it because of our son being left-handed, and he was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, he really wants a coffee cup from there because it has, if you hold it with your right hand and you drink from it, it has a hole on that side so it spills all over you. He really wants one.
He thinks that's hysterical. But let me just show you real quickly for the left-handed notebooks. So it opens backwards for us right-handed people, but the paper is 3-hole punched on the correct side of the paper, and his hand when he writes will write to the spiral rather than writing over the spiral notebook, and his handwriting would be sloppy, or he would complain about it hurting, or what he ended up doing is he would write on the back side of paper a lot of the time on a right-handed notebook, but then the hole punches were always on the wrong side and it was always goofy. So to help save us, and he loves it. Yeah. So we're doing that this year for him too.
Getting an 8th grader to want to write is hard enough. So a little tool like that just makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to fight it so much being left-handed.
Yep, exactly. So he has 3 of those notebooks, one for writing, he'll use one for spelling, and one just for whatever else may come up.
Yeah. What do we got next?
All right, so that leads us to spelling. This year we are going to be doing All About Spelling Level 6. This works really well for Matt, our 7th grader. He needs the visual. You spell a lot with the tiles first before you even write anything down. It's all about the sounds that the letters make and the rules of why they say what they do. Yeah. Like you would only use CK after a short vowel sound. You know, those are things that he needs to hear regularly and see regularly in order to spell well.
I'm really good at spelling. My spelling usually works like this. Hey, hon, how do you spell cat? I do not like the English language for spelling.
Yeah.
But that's another subject for another day.
Right.
It's great. I want to key in on this because you're doing 2 different curriculums for spelling, even though our boys are really close to the same age. But being able to homeschool and pick the curriculum that's going to work best for your child individually. Right. Not just like, hey, we love just this curriculum. But we're able to pick a curriculum that works good for Matt and then a curriculum that works good for Eli because we know them so well. We know what's going to work for them.
Right. So. And I have combined them together in years past on this, and it hasn't worked as well combining them just because they're completely different on how they learn. It does come with all the tiles and the note cards and all of that. So this one's not really a space saver per se.
Are we bringing all those things? The tiles and whatnot?
Yes, okay. We're bringing the tiles. We do have a whiteboard on the trailer with us that we set up every time we use the tiles. We have our system. It works.
Which is easy. We just slide it behind a dresser in the boys' room. And it's not a big deal.
The tiles all are magnetic. So we bring it out when we need it, and it's put away for the days that we don't, because they do a day of tiles, but then they also do a day where you dictate the words to them, you dictate sentences to them. And then there's also a place in here called the writing station where you give them 5 or 6 words and they have to make up their own sentences for it. So it works really well for Matt. It's been a great program for sure.
What's Eli doing?
Eli is we don't have the curriculum currently. Okay. We're waiting for that to come in, but Eli is going to be using Spelling You See. This is something we've never used either. It's where you take a section, and they find the phonograms in it and they rewrite it over multiple days and then you dictate it to them. So it's not necessarily like a spelling list where you give them and they have to memorize those lists. Eli loves that kind of spelling, but I don't really think it really helps him in the long run. He can memorize them for that week, and then after that week's gone, I'm seeing it in his writing where he's making silly mistakes that he should know.
So it's more understanding why and whatnot.
Correct.
Like, okay.
Yeah, so we don't have that. Okay, so Matt also, to kind of go along with spelling, but not really, he's going to be doing a small little book on vocabulary. He also struggles with understanding the context of a word or to understand where...
He's dyslexic like I am, so it is kind of nice that I'm able to kind of help him through some of that and be able to tell Chris, like, this is how my brain thinks and learns. And so that helps us to be able to find stuff like this that just helps him. Yes, exactly. So he's just going to be doing vocabulary. It's a small little book. When he's finished with it, he's finished with it. It's just a little extra help to help him out. Yeah, nice. What else? Okay, so geography this year, we are using North Star Geography. Both of the boys will be using this curriculum. This is designed for a little bit older for the grade levels. It says that it's designed for junior high and high school students. The majority of the reviews I see on it though, the parents use it with high school students. So for that reason, we're going to be doing it in 2 years. They have a schedule in here that can be done for 2 years, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it slow and we're just going to enjoy it, but yet we're going to get some solid geography terms and mapping exercises and things like that. What I love about this curriculum is it's one book, and then on the inside, they have the companion CD that you put into your computer and you print the pages that you want for that school year. So I have gone ahead and I have printed up the things that we're going to be using. I have more. This is just what we're doing for the maps. And I could have put it in a 3-ring binder, all of the pages all together. I chose not to because these fit really well in our system that we use. So a 3-ring binder, it's just a little bit too wide or long, whatever it is, and they don't fit. So I broke it down
This one right here is just the maps that they're going to be using for this year. So when they open it up, it gives them the page, the directions on what they were going to be doing. And then on the back side is the map that corresponds with it. And they'll pull the papers out from the plastic sleeve, do that work for that day, put it back in and call it good.
Yeah, and so if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, because we're going over the curriculum that we're using right now, but if you want to see like how we go about our day and the thought process more behind what we're doing, you can go ahead and check out that video right there. It's on our other channel that follows our family along. So what else do we have? All
right, so for history, we are combining both of the boys together. I love that our boys are close in age. We can combine quite a bit of things.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to have 7 different subjects for both of them. And,
which helps us save money. I mean, not every family can do that, but for us, when we can combine things like this, it's great.
Yep, exactly. So this year for history, we're going to be using the Mystery of History Volume 4. It's where we left off. We have not used Mystery of History in the past, but it's where we left off last year, right after the Renaissance. So we're picking up from there. It's the 1700s to modern day. And again, this curriculum is the same as our geography one, where it has the CD companion on the inside of it. And again, you just print the pages that you want to use for that school year. And this is just the student reader. So it gives the lessons with pages of colors and pictures and whatnot. So what we will do is we will read that together and then they will do their work independently.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then I also did just pick up a couple of atlases to go with it for the map work, for geography and for history.
Just to give that visual element, huh?
Yeah, well, it just helps them to know
okay,
where things are at.
What else?
All right, so now we're going to move on to science. This year for science, I am doing 2 separate curriculums. I wanted the boys to be a little bit more independent in some of their work to help grow them in that and not always be dependent upon me.
Meaning, so you're not like sitting there reading the curriculum to them. They are getting to the age where they can take the initiative and do more of this on their own.
Great, exactly. Yeah. So we did combine some subjects where that still is requiring me to be there with them to help read. And then, but for science, we're doing 2 different things. So Matt for science, he is going to be using the Astronomy Apologia curriculum. This is for the elementary series, but they just revamped this and it looks like it is at a higher level for sure. Okay. The notebook that goes with it is way thicker. Not sure if you can see that. It's way thicker to go, that does correspond with it. So he'll do the reading in his student workbook thing here, textbook. He'll do his reading in the student textbook, and then he will do the work that corresponds with it in his notebook to go.
What's this one?
That one is strictly for the activities. I did buy the lab kit to go with it this year.
So this one's kind of hands-on lab intensive.
Yes,
which is a great way that I learned and a great way that Matt learned. So
yes, and he's very excited to do the lab work with it. And this is the book that goes along with the lab kit. So it tells you exactly what you're doing and it gives you places to fill in anything that you need to fill in. So really, he's going to be doing 2 notebooks and reading completely on his own this year. Wow. So he's got a lot to do.
And if you think this is going to take up a lot of space, check out that other video because we show you how it fits into one small cabinet and then they have that one box for the science experiments in their room. But yeah, this really doesn't take up that much space. So. And
then for Eli, he is going to be using Apologia also, but he is using the general science Apologia. This curriculum, it's a very big book. It's a very huge textbook. And again, I did also get the lab kit for him so that he has all of the materials except for small items that we have to, you know, maybe it's flour or something like that that we'll have to provide for the experiment. But everything else is ready to go, already set up in its individual little baggies. And all he'll have to do is do the experiments with it. So again, he has the student textbook that he will read the lesson and then he will do the work accordingly in his workbook also.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So if this, is that all of it?
One other thing. The last thing that we're going to be using this year is something free on the computer and it's called Typing Club. Neither of our boys are huge typers. If they are, they're a hunt and peck kind of a kid. I would like to get them to actually learn how to type and I've heard about this free curriculum and we're going to give it a go.
Nice. We'll put a link in the description to that. We always like free curriculum, and it's good to be able to do that. So if you felt a little overwhelmed, like this was a lot, that's 7, almost 8 subjects. The good thing is you don't have to do all this. We know people that do different styles of schooling. Some do unschooling as they travel, some go this far, some are even more intense than this as far as how much you're getting done in books. But you know, you fit it for your family, and that's the great thing about homeschooling as we travel, is you get to pick your own curriculum. You get to make some of these choices, and so I think that's gonna do it for today. If you want to see how we go about our day of doing school, go ahead and check out that other video. I think you'll enjoy it, and I think that'll do it, right?
Yeah, that should do it.
Yeah, hopefully we will see you on the road.
Yeah.
You are a slave driver, woman.
Oh my goodness, I am cooking.
I would be too if I had to do all this school.